So this presentation is going to be about using AI tools for academic writing, and I've subtitled it, What Every Student Should Know. And just to introduce myself, I am Dr. Manuel Copas, and I am senior lecturer in genomics, but I'm also a fellow of the Alan Turing Institute, which, as I said, is the UK's national AI capability. I ran a course on AI, an MSc course here at Westminster on AI and digital health. And I've been using AI since 2003. That's how old I am. So I've been using it for longer than some of you have been alive. Never mind. Anyway, so this presentation, I hope, synthesizes my developing understanding of best uses. And my approach is that rather than trying to avoid it, I'm just going to assume that this is going to be ubiquitous in every sort of white-collar type of job that you would want to develop in the future. And what I am presenting today, which, by the way, some of it is in a book that I've written, which is called AI Fluency, which is available on Amazon if you want to use it. As I said, I'm just a self-taught person who is determined to leverage how AI could help me be 10 times, 100 times more productive. Okay? So here is a few lessons. So have you all used ChatGPT? Okay. Have you used Claude? No? Okay. Anyone has used Claude here? No one has used Claude? Okay, that's good to know. Have you used AI to help with an assignment? Yeah. Have you ever wondered if AI output was accurate? Yeah. Have you been unsure what's allowed versus what's not allowed? Not anymore. Oh, wow. That's better than me then. So I'm going to be talking about understanding AI tools, 6 common pitfalls that I've identified with my own work. We're going to have a hands-on activity, then something I call verification checklist, and then some discussion and questions, and then I'll release you from having to listen to me today. But I hope that this can be a little bit useful, okay? So AI is not magic, okay? Think of it as an autocomplete on your phone, but for sentences. It basically predicts what sounds right, okay? So it's very good at fluent sounding text, suggesting structures and brainstorming ideas, right? So it's kind of creative, generative, right? It generates things. What's the problem? That it sounds confident even when it's wrong. And there's no warning, and it doesn't say, I've made this up. It always makes things up, all right? So it's not good at knowing what's true or understanding your data or checking its accuracy. And we have seen this already from your answers, right? That you always need to verify, right? It can make things up. So what's the key insight? That AI, generative AI, sounds confident even when it's wrong, right? And that's why verification is essential, which you have already, all of you, demonstrated earlier in our previous conversation. So what's the pitfall number 1 that I've identified? the first one is that it can't see your figures. So let's say that you have a graph, but it guesses it from the nearby text. So for example, your report says a clear upward trend in figure 2, but figure 2 doesn't have no trend. So you need to check that the descriptions, what it tells you, actually is in the figure. I've noticed that a number of times when I had to develop a paper, if it says something, especially numbers or statistics, or I'm gonna give you a few more examples. Okay. Now, a lot of the time, the second pitfall is that all content survives edits. So let's say that you revise your document with AI, but all bits stick around and create contradictions. In fact, what you find is that whenever you feed a document into the chat bot, it's not going to keep track of what bits it has read and what bits it hasn't read. So even if you say, well, check for this, for consistency, whether I name this particular process this way, you are almost 100% guaranteed that it's not going to find all the occurrences. Or there's a high chance that it's not going to find all of the occurrences. So even if it tells you that, yes, I've checked for consistency, you cannot believe that, okay? So that's a problem that I've encountered. Pitfall number 3, it makes numbers sound right, but they aren't. Sometimes it embeds plausible statistics with no source. I found, for instance, that I had a graph where my use case was 74 times better than the baseline. But it didn't like the number 74. It says 100 times better. When I asked it to interpret, because 100 is a rounded number, it liked it more, okay? So the text is not designed to be accurate. It's designed to sort of make you feel good, to sort of engage emotionally. And so that's why you need to have a special care with numbers, because it will round them up without you even noticing. Okay. So next, claims get bigger than evidence. So AI likes to make confident statements. So your little edge statement becomes, a claim, absolute, might suggest becomes proves, demonstrates. And that's not compatible with our scientific thinking, all right? So you need to make sure that the evidence supports any statement. You really need to check every statement, because it will exaggerate, okay? There's also something I've called technical terms drift. AI is able to swap similar terms or use words inconsistently. For example, it could confound, and correlation could make it into causation. And that's completely different, right? So you need to make sure that the key terms that you have for your essay are correctly and consistently used throughout, all right? So the other pitfall is methods don't match results. Sometimes methods can describe one approach, but then results imply another type of approach. For an example is that you could use a thematic analysis, whereas in results you get statistical tests. So I know this is a little bit abstract, but the point is again, that it doesn't keep track of the fact that it has to be consistent. It won't be consistent, okay? You need to make sure, and this is perhaps one of the sort of skills for the future, ensuring consistency and this verification part, okay, of what AI provides. So make sure that you read methods and results together. Do they match? Okay? So let's practice spotting these pitfalls. So we're going to do the following. I have this study here. Yeah. This study examine, let's make it bigger. Okay. Let's see if I can. So you are all kind of in groups. Can I ask you, both of you, to be together for this little activity, please? Yeah. So here, oops. So here you have some simulated text. Okay. Let's see if I can make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to stop the recording for now. So what did you find? As shown in figure 1, it can verify that it matches, for instance. Then it says 150 students, then 200. So the numbers don't match. Then it says 73% of students. This was unsourced statistic. And then proving Instagram causes, correlation is not causation. And then thematic analysis plus statistical significance, yeah, is a mismatch. Right? So even if we are able to spot some of the issues, still, we don't, right? I wouldn't have spotted all of those issues myself. Yeah. So hopefully that opened our eyes to the, reality of where we are at. Okay. Obviously, this is a silly example. It's been synthesized, it's out of context, but hopefully it gives you a little grounding on the specific examples that we are talking about, right? Hopefully that helps. Okay, so we all agree that we need to verify. Yeah, that's the most important thing, skills for the new brave world that we live in of AI. So what do we mean by verification? It means, here is my list of questions, okay? That every figure description matches what I see, that all numbers are consistent throughout, that every statistic has a source, that claims match the strength of the evidence, that technical terms are used consistently, and that methods and results tell the same story. Yeah, they need to tell the same story. So it takes time. Well, 15, 30 minutes. But if you don't verify, we're going to find out. You may fail your assignment. You could even it could even go into misconduct investigation. It won't go into that. But for someone like me, it's reputation damage, and that's very, very serious. Okay, so hopefully this is compelling for you. All right. So golden rule: AI drafts. It's okay. You can draft it. Yeah. We all agreed that it can help you, but you need to verify. And if you can't explain it, don't submit it. Yeah? You need to internalize what it says. It should be as if you actually mean it. So if you mean it, yeah, if you mean it and you understand it, it's okay, as long as you verified everything. Okay? But it has to be, you know, if it sounds, in my the way it works now is not, I don't even think. I don't even think when I have a prompt, a response. Do I like this or do I not like it? It's more like now it's getting kind of visceral. You know, is this me? Is this not me? You know, like trying to choose a beautiful boy or a bad or a girl that you are attracted to. You know, it's kind of visceral. You like it, you don't like it. All right. Sorry, it's a very stupid example, but it's like that. Yeah. Does it feel right or does it not feel right? Yeah. That's my compass. Yeah, I don't have any other compass, and it's not rational. It's not. It's kind of even subconscious. I would even say, you know, for me anyway. This is how I use it. Okay. So when to use AI? It can help you with brainstorming ideas, with grammar and flow, explaining concepts, learning, suggesting structure, writer's block, draft feedback, but be really careful when it generates facts or stats or figures, when it describes your data, when it makes claims, when it writes methods, when it cites sources. You know, the number of times it fabricates the authorship list in a citation, it's infinite. Yeah, every single citation you need to check, every single citation, every single reference, and anything unverified. It's like it's really, it's almost like, for me, it's a student that is working and it's kind of giving me, it's helping me, but I need to coach them all the time. For you, it's the same thing. Someone who is below your level, you are the expert. They're trying to help you, but you always need to check, right? Okay, so again, I'm just going to summarize what I said. You know, AI can't see the figures. It can't keep track of versions. It can invent numbers. It can overstate claims. It can drift and change terms. And it can also mismatch methods compared to results. So this is for the discussion. I think we've had a little bit of discussion already in the previous session, so I'm going to skip this. But on your own time, feel free to discuss with your neighbor about issues. You know, any prompts that I've managed to put in your brain this afternoon, hopefully will help. So look at the University Writing Center, library research skills, academic handbooks, and librarians. And before you submit anything, make sure that you read every word. Does it match what you did? Check every number. Can you trace it? Could I explain this in a Viva? Yeah, could I explain this in a Viva? If no to any, fix it. Don't submit it, okay? And this is it. So thank you guys. I hope this was useful. I've made it up today. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I thought, yeah, I'm going to give you something that is useful for me. So I hope that this was useful. Now you